Hello everyone and welcome to this next part in the Top 11 video tutorial series. In this part we're going to talk about finances, packs, and tokens. We're going to discuss what these are, what they do, and how to get them. Your inventory is shown right here. Here is your red packs, your blue packs, and your green packs. These are all very important. You want as many of those as possible. Here's your money, and these are your tokens. That's the most important, so you definitely want to hoard those. But now we're going to discuss what those do. We'll start here with the red packs. Those are treatments. They heal injuries. So if you have an injury, you definitely need to have those. I actually don't have any injuries right now, but if I did, I would have a little box here which would say he was injured, and it would take me to a screen kind of like this. Now, 15 red packs will heal any injury. He can break his leg in 7 places, and for 15 red packs, he will be instantly as good as new. So, as long as you have 15, you can heal any player at any time. If his injury is less than 5 days, it costs less. The first day is 5, the second day is 4, then 3, and then 2, and then 1, and after that is 0. So 5 days and 20 days is the same. Now, an important note is that the day decreases when the server restarts each day. So if you have an injury and you don't have any more matches on this server cycle, then you don't want to heal until the next day because you'll be wasting red packs, and they're way too important to do that. Now moving on to the blue packs, these are your morale boosters. So as you can see, I have some problems here with these guys. So what we'll do is we'll click on this, and what this shows is if I pay 1, we'll get it up to here, and that's pretty good, so we'll go ahead and do that. So I click that, and right before our eyes, his bar increases. So that's really good. So now he's fine. He's happy and he'll play well. Those just, you just want all your guys to be green. So if he's not, then make him that way if you're planning on playing him. Now if they get really low, this is pretty cool. 1 only gets me there. That's not so good. But if you pay 2 blues, he's automatically full. Even if he is 0, it'll shoot it all the way to the top no matter what. So for 2 blues, he now comes all the way to the top. So like with the injuries, 15 reds will heal any injury. 2 blues will give you a full morale bar. So that's a very important thing to know. So don't give 1 at a time. If you're going to need to give multiples, just give him 2 at once and you're done. He's fully healed. Now, green packs work completely differently. If you click here, it'll show you his condition. You can go up to 99, you don't go up to 100. Green packs will recover 15% of your energy per pack. If you give him 5, it doesn't give you any bonus, so there's no added value in giving a bunch. So you can give these 1 at a time if you want. It doesn't really help you to put them on top of each other like you would with the reds or the blues. So if I wanted to give him 1, I would just push this button and it would heal him to 99. I don't really want to do that right now, but that's how I would do that. As for money, money is pretty self-explanatory. You need that to buy your players, and you need that to pay your players and do things with that. We're going to talk about finances here shortly. Here's your tokens. We're going to talk about those here in a second. To get to finances, we're going to click on this button here. Here's just kind of a general overview. Where you're getting your money, where you're spending your money. As you see, for the season, I've made $89 million. And then here's kind of a breakdown where I'm getting it from. You see investment, that is ads. If you push ads, you can get money. I highly recommend you push as many ads as you can. I'll show you where those are in here in a second. For sponsorships, this is really important for TV rights. You want this one if you're planning to come in every day. If you get 35 for the season, you don't want these. I mean, if you're not going to play every day, I guess, but if you're going to log in once a day, even for just a second, you definitely want this because it gives you the most. For sponsorship, again, it just depends how often you're going to log in. I log in every day, so I pick this one. It's worth 40% more, but you have to renew it every day. This will get your money right up front, but you're not going to get as much. I get 400,000 a day, whereas this would be, whatever, minus 40%, so that's not nearly as good. As for ticket prices, this is kind of difficult to gauge. If you need the money, you can increase it, but you get fewer fans. If you get too few fans, you lose money and you lose support, so that's really bad. So if I'm not sure, I'm going to put these lower. You definitely don't want to go too high on ticket prices because there's nothing worse than an empty stadium because now you have no money and you lose fan support, and fan support makes your players play better. So if you're not sure, go low on these. You can increase them as you get more fans. This is here. The higher that goes, the more you can charge and the more fans you'll have show up. But when you're just starting out, you definitely don't want to set this too high. Win bonus. If you're just starting out, you don't really need that as much. It doesn't hurt to have a little bit. When you get to higher levels, if you can afford it, you definitely want to have that at maximum. Your players will play better because they're making money. So for every time my team wins, I give my players an additional 1.6 million. That's divided amongst the team. So 1.6 million comes out of my budget every win. And you can see that here. Win bonus is 43.2 million. So that's how much extra I've given my players this year. So they're quite happy to earn that. So hopefully they will play much better. So we need the money basically to handle these things. Player wages. If we can't pay our players, we lose our players. That's bad. If we don't have money to transfer players in, then we can't transfer players in. You can be in the middle of an auction. If you run out of money, then you don't get to bid anymore. That would be a disaster, especially if you have gone to an auction, spent a bunch of tokens, and you just run out of money. So that's a really horrible thing to do, so you don't want to do that. Same thing for win bonuses in construction. You got to have money to do those. So now, on to the most important one, is the tokens. There's several things you can do with tokens. I'm going to show you the most important ones. Pretty much anything in the game runs on tokens. You really cannot do much in this game without tokens. And the more tokens you have, the more power you have in the most important phases of the game, namely the transfer market and the auctions. I'll go ahead and show you what I mean by that. We're going to go way more in depth with transfer market and how to get players in a future video, but just to show you how important tokens are, if I want to bid on this guy, it's one token. And it's not one token to enter the auction, it's one token per bid. So if this goes 10 rounds, I better have 10 tokens or I'm not getting this guy. But we're not going to bid on this guy because I don't really want to start going into that right now. The other thing you can do with tokens is you can buy jerseys. I wouldn't spend my tokens on that, but if you really like this emblem, it's yours for 17 tokens. And here's another jersey, you can do that. So how do we get all this really awesome stuff? Well, fortunately, Nordeus loves to sell us things, and they will sell you tokens for, I'm sure, what they consider a fair price. I have never purchased a token in my life, and I have almost 1,100 tokens. So you can get a lot of tokens without buying them if you're smart. Same thing with these guys here. You can buy them with your tokens, but you don't want to do that. You should never buy these guys. You can get them for free if you click on ads. And where you find those is you just go down here. And I can push any one of these buttons and I'll get an ad, and then I will get one of these packs. So if I want a green one, I just push this button here. I'm going to cut to the end of this ad. And there, I just earned 1 rest. So that's 1 green pack for me. So I can click this and I'll get another one, and I can just keep going. And how many you get, it depends on your country. I live in the United States, so for whatever reason, I get lots of these. If you live in other countries, you may not get as many, but whenever you see those buttons, you should push them because they don't come around all the time. So you definitely want to take advantage of them. So I'll go ahead and close that. And how about those tokens? We definitely want to get those. The toolbar will actually be in Dutch for this part because for whatever reason, the function I need didn't work on my computer, so my friend is recording this for me. The best way to get tokens is to push this button here that says Win Tokens, and that will make a window kind of like this appear, and you'll get lots of offers. Some of them are for free, and free is good. So simply click on any of these offers and follow the instructions, and you can get some tokens. And if you do this a lot, you can add up a lot of tokens pretty quickly. So I highly recommend doing this. If you want tokens just right away, you can buy them here. It's maybe not a bad idea when you're starting out if you needed to get something quickly like some players, but you'll find that doing offers is, in the long run, likely more efficient. The other way you can get these tools is on your mobile phone. You can get a lot of these quickly. In some countries, you can get tokens on the mobile by watching videos or by downloading apps. If that option is available to you, I strongly advise you take advantage of it. That's how I've gotten all these tokens, or the vast majority of them, because as you can see from your finances, you're going to get 35 per season. That's not very many. When you get to higher levels, you're going to need more than that. So you're going to really need to generate your own tokens somehow, unless you want to buy them. So find a way to do that, and when you get tokens, be very conservative. Don't waste them because they're precious, and without them, you really can't do much anything in this game. You get a small number of these guys during your matches. If you watch your match, you get this. If you make a substitution, you get one of these. And if you go an entire game without any cards, you get this. And your stadium's medical facilities and your stadium's training ground will produce some number of greens and reds every 3 days. It depends on what level your facilities are. I'll show that off real quick. I have a level 9 medical facility that's a clinic, so it'll produce 5 every 3 days. It says 1 because it's already been 2. And I have a training hall, level 10. I get 6, so every 3 days I'll get 6 green packs. That's quite useful. So we'll get into more about which stadium upgrades you want first and why later. As for money, you just gotta get this money every day. You get money from tickets, and you get money from your matches. You can find how much money you get by clicking on this, rules and prizes for your league. So if you finish first, you get 55 million. all the way down to 40 million for 7th. You're guaranteed this much, win or lose, every match. If you qualify for Champions League, then you have a similar amounts. You get this much for winning, for making the finals, this much extra if you win, and these are guaranteed. So you'll play 6 matches here, you're guaranteed 24,300,000 just for qualifying. That's really good. Cup, you get money based on how long you survive. It's not nearly as good as Champions League, so if you get knocked out early, you're going to miss out on this money, but it's not as bad as if you miss Champions League. So in the tournaments, try to survive as long as you can for the money, because the more money you have, again, the more power you have as far as giving win bonuses and transfers, so you definitely want to do that. So that about summarizes the finances and the packs and how to get some of those. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and we hope to see you for the next part of this tutorial. See ya!